A healthier future. That's what drives us. And as the world evolves, so do we. For over 125 years, we have taken on some of the most complex challenges in healthcare. Listening and responding to the ever-changing needs of people around the world. We focus on the long term, leading investment in research and development, striving to improve lives today and for generations to come. We're advancing science to ensure everyone has access to the healthcare they need. Always innovating, we bring together dedicated people and diverse perspectives from across our global network, empowering each other to keep breaking new ground. But we can't do it alone. To succeed, we collaborate with each other, with our partners, with governments, with patients. Proud of what we do, we're here because we care. Our work creates a future where we all have more time with the people we love. That's what makes us who we are. That's what makes us ROCHE.
Great. Now we will discuss about the future of healthcare innovation. So it's my pleasure to welcome on stage to lead this fire chat with me, Katka Letzing, CEO of Kickstart Innovation. Please, Katka, come on stage with me. So you are the co-founder and the CIO of Kickstart Innovation, leading Swiss innovation platform that accelerates collaboration between startup, corporate, and public institution and investor. Sure, needed. So before Kickstart, you spent over a decade in Silicon Valley, I think in the Obama administration, and it's a pleasure for me. So take a seat. Okay. So the second person who will be with us on this fire chat, it's really a privilege for me to welcome on stage Katharina, General Manager of ROCHE Pharma. So Katharina, welcome on stage. Katharina. Yes, please. You have an extensive experience as a doctor and a manager, sure. After completing medical studies, you deepen your knowledge in internal medicine and geriatrics, where you gain valuable practical experience. Your professional career took you into the pharmaceutical and the biotechnology industry when you held management position both nationally and internationally. Since September 2022, you assumed the role of general manager at ROCHE Pharma Switzerland. So welcome on stage. It's really my honor to have you with both of us.
Thank you very much. Very glad to be here.
So first question for you. What is ROCHE's long-term vision for personalized medicine, and what are the key medium-term priorities to turn that vision into reality?
What I like about ROCHE is that we have been here for a very long time, more than 100 years. You saw it in the movie, and that we do not things just for tomorrow, but for the long term. And when we look and we saw Ramon's presentation, and actually I didn't know that he would speak about that, but it's very, very similar to our vision, that we bring the care to patients where they are, and we can see tremendous change within healthcare, that people do not want to go to the hospital, they want to have telemedicine, they want to be at home. And we have to arrange that treatments that are developed and put, to patients, that they meet where patients are. And Roche is one of those companies that I think are very beneficial in the future because we have the diagnostics and the pharma division. So we cannot just, diagnose, but we can treat, we can heal, and we can go with the patient and the physician and the healthcare providers on the patient journey for those patients that need care. And I think that is something which is also crucially important, to be working in a network and not just in silos as we saw before, and not just see ourselves as a pharmaceutical company that just, makes a lot of money, but that we invest in the future of healthcare and that we innovate, because I think that is the beauty about innovative healthcare, that, we always continue and strive for better options, to have an unmet medical need where it's not a good treatment or diagnostic tool, and that we continue on this journey and stay here for hopefully more than another 100 years.
Wow. Fantastic. Let me ask the next question. So what you just mentioned, let's say, speak about innovation, speaking about the price, but how do you kind of define the value of the innovation healthcare system if we are not speaking just about the price as we heard earlier today?
That's a really good question. You know that healthcare budgets everywhere worldwide has some challenges, and we want to have creative, sustainable healthcare solutions that will provide us with good care, but also that is, fundable by governments, health insurers, by people. And I think there we need to see that value is not just that you get a treatment or a surgery or a diagnosis and then a medication, but that you see the value of a treatment, any treatment that brings to you as a person, but brings also to the family and is also health economically something that has value. Let me give you an example. Our HER2 positive breast cancer portfolio, Roche has started breast cancer treatments many years ago. We did some analysis with Y4, which is a health economic institute in Germany, to look at what actually does treatment bring to patients. And we looked in 8 of the largest GDP countries, where we could say that during 7 years, we contributed with 8 billion to the GDP. And I think that are numbers which are important to also have in the back of the mind, that it's not just that we treat, we have to pay for the drug, but actually what is the value that brings. And I think that is also on the long term only possible if we are part of such solutions, because unless that, we will not be reimbursed. And that is a challenge for innovation, because as we are innovator, we lose patent after about 15 years. Drug development is very costly, about 5.5 billion for one molecule to make it on the market. Without innovation, there's no generics, there's no biosimilars. And if we want to have a long-term sustainable healthcare, we need innovation at the forefront to have also innovation in generics and biosimilars, and then continue innovating. And I think that is something which sometimes is seen as kind of a paradox on, that you see the innovative companies and you see the generic companies, and that it doesn't go together. And on the contrary, I think that is a win-win for everyone. And then there's obviously also the other healthcare providers, and also new ways how we, on a long term, look at patients, have the hospital at home, have outpatient facilities, implement EFAS very fast in Switzerland in a good way. And I think that is where we feel that does make sense to be part of, and also where we not just, provide the drugs, but want to be in stakeholder engagement, evenings like that, be part of the discussion.
Yes, definitely. And about innovation, you have a lot of data on health. I work in digital trust. And about this part, and how do you implement innovation at Roche, and how do you collaborate with partners across healthcare ecosystem? If you have some example, could be.
Sure. So we heard it before, digitization in Switzerland is a nightmare, right? And I'm super happy that we have DigiSanté, but 2035, if we imagine what is going to happen over the next few months, years to come, with AI, with all the new possibilities, tools, etc. And I think we need to be much, much faster. So at Roche, this has been picked up a bit faster than by the Swiss government, I think, many years ago. And so we work heavily with AI. So imagine that. We have more than 100,000 employees, 80,000 in pharma, and until end of September, everyone is going to have had an AI training, which is mandatory.
Wow.
Which I think is pretty amazing. I'm not an AI specialist. I go through the training as all the associates as well. And I think that brings it, to daily life on an operations perspective. But then when you look at drug development, it's lengthy, it's costly, you don't have always the success that you wish for, and AI has a tremendous power to strengthen, shorten, be faster, and also be better. And since some months, we have a very, very fascinating lady that joined ROCHE, and she's very strong in AI and drug development. And she invented Lab in the Loop. So this is something where you learn by looking at cells, seeing pattern, feed that back and have this feedback loop. And then, much faster you get into new mode of action, you get into new information on mechanistic things, and then you hopefully bring it, into the development pathways. On a Swiss perspective, we don't have such ambitious objectives in the Swiss affiliate, but we work together with the University Hospital of Zurich, where we have a very, very nice program in lung cancer, where we look at the large data set to go on the decision what treatment would fit that specific patient. And this sounds very easy, but trust me, to find 200 patients in 12 months in Switzerland, bring it to a good end, that's quite amazing by the team in Zurich, and we now await the publications. Another piece which also brings new hope that the value of innovation is valued is value-based healthcare, which I think is at the key for the future, that actually that what we do and how we treat patients does bring the value that we expect. And with the University Hospital of Basel, we also have in cancer treatment such a project, which we do and which we also had some nice publications. And I think that is the key to collaborate, not just in the digital space, but I think that are some examples on what we do and how we also want to be at the forefront, because it's very fast moving.
Definitely. Katka, I think you have a question.
Maybe I think the last question, I think this is kind of how it's scheduled by Olivier here. So
He's a tough guy,
exactly, tough guy on the timing. Yes. Maybe you mentioned many great examples. I think there's a lot of an audience, startups, investors, ecosystems. If you had to name kind of one thing that you're personally excited about for next 12 months, you mentioned what your colleagues are working on, but you personally, what do you feel? Is it AI? Is it something else that you say, hey, if we are sitting here 12 months, I will be really proud that we accomplished that?
I think AI is a big, big change maker in medicine and in treatment. And I think because it's so fast, we should be on the boat in Switzerland and not be, kind of swimming behind the boat. And this is sometimes also something which we discuss a lot with politicians who sometimes have maybe a bit a longer view on things. And then what I'm really excited about, and I could go on forever. Since I've started my medical career, and I used to work as a physician in geriatrics, Alzheimer's disease, which is a terrible disease, and there's no cure. And ROCHE is my second company. That one of the reasons that I wanted to join ROCHE was because the large Alzheimer program. I joined, unfortunately, a year later, a large Alzheimer program didn't show the efficacy that we had expected in 2 large phase 3 trials. And so I hope with all my heart and my brain that over the next 12 months, we will have had more, progress and success in Alzheimer's disease and neurological disease. So this is my personal wish. And on the diagnostic sides, we do advance, and now we need also on the drug side and treatment side, there's still a lot to do.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much for sharing and for your energy. And yes, it's really great to have this fire chat with you. So thank you both. And we will see you again, I think, during the next panel. So my pleasure to welcome you.
Thank you. And obviously, I'm always delighted. I know I shouldn't say that, but if there's female power on stage in today's world, I think that's even more exciting. Thank you.
Thank you. Great.